research company. And if you don't believe it, here, I can show you a clip that we can right from the horse's mouth. Check this out. All right, guys, welcome back into Above Ground World News Live. We are live, hopefully. Let me check a few things before we get too into it here. Make sure everything is streaming and all that good jazz. Let me disable that so I can see. Looks like everything is in the green. All right, guys, let me get this. All right, looks like we're all good to go. All right, let me enable this. What are we looking at? We're looking at Southern California, Arizona, New Mexico being completely bombarded, not by water vapor. Not at all. This is a spraying operation. Oh, that's a wrong scene there, man. I'm having a hard time.
So you just mentioned contrails. So how do the contrails affect or have an impact on the climate?
Right. Well, contrails have a huge impact on climate. And so, in fact, some of the recent modeling work that has come out of DLR suggests that contrails today, just the ones that we're able to see up in the sky, maybe today, this week, this month, have a larger impact on Earth's climate than all of the carbon dioxide emitted by aircraft since the first powered airplane flight. So that's a huge effect. And so even as CO2 accumulates, greenhouse gases accumulate in the atmosphere, the impact of these contrails trapping heat and reflecting sunlight back into space is having a huge effect on the Earth's energy balance. And so
that's right, ladies and gentlemen. That's why we're all have a chest infection. That's why we're all. That is right, ladies and gentlemen. That's why we are all sick. Now take a look out here in the Pacific. We got some articles we got to get into too, but there's zoom in here. Let me see if I can get this to show up a little better. And I'll run my mouse over these white straight lines. These are not trails coming out of an aircraft. These are ship tracks. These are bunker fuel. These are the most toxic emissions on the planet, and they're for nothing but weather manipulation. Actually, they're probably multifaceted. Check this out. If I got it on the right one here.
Man-made clouds are part of a layered defense and are capable of preventing a missile from detecting and striking its target. Summer is here, and it's the perfect time to take advantage of recreational activities available to you. You can rent camping equipment. The Navy Warfare Development Command tested a new anti-ship missile defense system June 21st through 25th. Pandora Fog consists of shipboard radar-absorbing carbon fiber clouds tested under a variety of at-sea conditions using assets from the U.S. Army, Navy, and Air Force. These man-made clouds are part of a layered defense and are capable of preventing a missile from detecting and striking its target. Summer is here.
All right, guys, so there you go. They're man-made clouds. They say it's for hiding, so enemies can't see. What do you think radar is for? Anyway, at the same time, out here in the Pacific, why we have a ship track operation, a weather engineering program. Gray whales are starving to death in the Pacific, and scientists want to know why. Well, I just showed you part of the reason. Some of the most toxic emissions of the planet are being deployed out there, along with the Fukushima. We cannot forget about Fukushima. It's never going to go away, not for hundreds and hundreds of years. So from Baja California, scientists are seeing signs that gray whales are in distress, and they say they have no idea why. Come on, scientists. 31 dead gray whales have been spotted along the West Coast since January, the most for this time of year since 2000, when 86 whales died. Dozens more have shown visible signs of malnourishment, and sightings of mother cat pairs are sharply down. It's because of the Fukushima. It's because of the aerosols being deployed all over the planet. They're taking us out. It's the New World Order. All right, let's get out of that. And we had more chicken hens died, man. 250,000 hens died in a fire. They're attacking the food supply, man. This is just getting crazy. How many? 250,000 hens. This was a major egg supplier, includes McDonald's and all kinds of other places. So this is definitely going to add to the list of things going on. And then here we go with the 5G. Even the Lloyds of London won't touch the 5G. I mean, we're getting blasted by the electromagnetic pollution. You think cancer rates are high now? Wait till they roll out the 5G. Don't let them do it in your neighborhood. Stop this now. We're running out of time. You won't be able. You can't think straight now from the weather engineering program. Just wait till they roll out this Internet of Everything and all that stuff, major stuff. Anyway, I want to thank the Millennium Report for this report. Well, all the links will be in the description before the end of the video here. Hey, thanks out there, Super Chat. Thanks everybody out there watching. If you're listening, it's going through several streams. We're streaming here on YouTube. We're streaming on DLive. We're streaming on Twitch. We're streaming on Facebook. So we're streaming all these places at once. I'm only monitoring chat in one of them. So anyway, guys, much love out there. Here we go. U.S. man survives falling into an active volcano. A man fell into a notorious active volcano in Hawaii, has miraculously lived to tell the tale. The 32-year-old was at a Hawaiian Volcanoes National Park on Wednesday night. The witness said he climbed over the guardrail at the Kilauea caldera, Hawaii's most active volcano. But no sooner than the man went over the barrier than the ground crumbled away beneath him, plunging him into Kilauea's depths. Luckily, the man landed on a ledge narrowly, avoiding falling all the way down into the active crater. You know, if you go look at the Hawaii volcano thing, they say this volcano is done erupting. You know, it's all over. Tourists come all back. This thing is not, it's going to blow again. You watch, this thing will refill and blow again. Anyway, that guy made it out just in time. Like I said, I wanted to jump over here. We're going to jump right into this first because this is pretty damning footage right here coming out of Southern California. And this isn't the only place that they are dumping these aerosols to affect the weather. And I got a couple other clips we'll play. If you don't think this isn't cloud seeding, here, let me just get a couple clips out of the way while I'm trying to get the worldview map to load. And here we go. Let me get it hopefully on the right one.
The UAE is one of the driest countries on Earth, with an annual rainfall of roughly 120 millimeters. As a result, it has to get creative when it comes to finding solutions for water. In the early 2000s, the UAE started performing regular cloud seeding operations. Cloud seeding is the process of increasing the amount of rain produced from clouds.
Some of these clouds, by nature, sometimes it rains, for example, only 40 to 50% of its rain that processed in the cloud that comes as rainfall. So by these operations, we try to increase this amount by, for example, from 15 to 30%.
So how does it work? It starts here, inside the National Center of Meteorology, where a team is constantly monitoring forecasts, looking for potential clouds to seed. The operations only work with cumulus clouds, which are vertical in shape.
Research operation, Connie Wrigley.
Once they spot a cloud, they radio the pilots, who then take to the air armed with hydroscopic flares filled with a mixture of potassium.
All right, guys, that's just a small-scale operation. There's actually a application, I call it an app, but it actually controls all these spraying across the whole planet. That's why you don't see these planes crashing. You see them turning off and on a dime, and that's because it's all controlled by AI. I've showed the company that does it and their program. Anyway, let's take a look at the worldview map here right off the bat. Yesterday, we had this crazy hole punch cloud spraying operation. We had the ship tracks going on all below it. Then we get in here today, and, pretty light spraying. We've seen what they were doing down there in Southern California. If you just go right on up the coast, we get over here up here next to Vancouver. Take a look at this cloud seeding operation. What we're looking at here is aerosols being deployed in the sky. We can check the layers out here, different layers. We can see when they first started dumping the chemtrail mix up into the sky. And we got several layers to choose from. And it turns into a synthetic-looking mess up here of nanoparticulates, heavy metals. Everybody out here has, some kind of chest infection, some kind of lung infection. Everybody's tired. It's all from these heavy metals that we are being bombarded with. It's a daily occurrence. We're lucky if we get 1 to 2 days a month of no spraying. Like, this looks pretty clear. But these maps right here, these are a little bit behind. When you go to the live version, let me get this on the full view, and then we can see all the spraying operations going on over the last 24 hours. And thanks everybody out there in the super chat and everybody there on the PayPal stuff. Lee, Kathy, Bamboo, Matthew, all you guys out there, much love out there. You guys help us keep this operation running. All right, well, let this thing get to loading here. Here, I'll just do it by hand. It'll take this a minute to load. Look at the spraying operation down here in the Bajas. You got another one right there in the center, right over Paradise, right over Chico. Up in Oregon, Washington, you have aerosols being deployed. Here in Missouri, you had aerosols being deployed this morning. Small operation there in Oklahoma. And what you'll find out if you're with us any length of time, they spray out ahead of every single low pressure system. They're actually spraying the high pressures to create help create these rainfall. And they also steer the atmospheric rivers of the sky. In fact, let's go take a look at that while that's loading. We're going to go take a look at the atmospheric rivers. Let me get the colors back on the right part, and I clicked the wrong link. I didn't have a lot of time to get ready, guys, but just bear with me here. I'll figure out where I'm going here. All right, so everybody welcome in here. I can't see who all is where and all that, so, but anyway, we will get in here. Try to mute the phone, all right, let's get this baby to load right here. This is the atmospheric river. These are the rivers of the sky, and these things are being completely manipulated by several companies out there. We got companies out of the UAE, companies out of China, companies out of Korea, out of India. They're everywhere. Australia, we got the Miles Research Company. And if you don't believe it, here, I can show you a clip that we can right from the horse's mouth. Check this out. If the scene will change.
But our technology is able to interface that and hack into it, if you like, and makes micro adjustments to allow deviations to occur in the flow pathways. And this is how we broke the drought in Australia in 2005. This is how we put out the fires of Victoria from Black Saturday in 2009. This is how we delivered rain in the desert in Saudi Arabia in 2007. and snow for the first time in history in 2004 in United Arab Emirates. There's been other projects above the radar and some under the radar, but today for the first time we're putting our hand up in front of the media to say this is available. We're going to run this project here to break the drought in the Horn of Africa. We're meeting with Cabinet, Federal Cabinet for Kenya and the Prime Minister and other parties and authorities in the region. We've met extensively with United Nations teams and agencies, and we're planning to do this in the most careful manner. Firstly, to bring some gentle rain in to give food for the cattle and the livestock, so milk can be produced, so that human survivability can go up. Once that survivability has gone up, then we can look at more substantial rains that can be suitable for crop.
What is this technology?
Essentially, we're drawing oceanic rain systems that exist over the oceans into geographic targets, into our agricultural areas. The technology uses electromagnetics, so we're not interfering with the atmosphere or with the environment. We're not damaging it. We're not using chemicals fired through rockets like other technologies use. We use a very gentle but powerful technology, launching electromagnetics into the atmosphere to modify the flow of the weather system over the ocean and drawing it into a target. So to try and keep it simple, we establish some kind of link with a weather system, and once we've seen through satellite meteorology that we have that link, we're able to draw that system in incrementally towards the target, such as in this case the Horn of Africa.
Mahendra, you call this project the Global Rain Project. Why the Global Rain Project?
Well, let me just step back. Ever since the beginning of civilization, mankind has diverted rivers on Earth to wherever we wanted to practice agriculture. Now we look at the atmosphere. The oceanic, 90% of the rain, more than 90% of the rain falls on the ocean. It's only about less than 5% on Earth. So the 90...
All right, guys, I know some of you guys have seen that, but a lot of the new people have not seen it. That's this guy right here, one of these guys here, David Miles. These guys are madmen. You know, they try to make themselves out to be the good guy, but when you go digging into these guys, I mean, they offer tornado mitigation. He put the fires out back in February down in Tasmania. But when you really look at it, it's always about the money. Like, check this out. Back on December 2018, December 7th, he says, I can protect Australia's future against drought for $100 million. This includes protection against major flood, storms, and fire threats. Grains and insurance corporates benefiting could refund $100 million back to the government for profit. It's always about the money. And then you wonder, you know, they can put the fires out. They can stop the tornadoes. How come they didn't put the fire out in Paradise? Because it was on purpose. It was for a reason. Now, there's tons of these companies out there. He's done, tons of research here in the United States. Back in 2012, he ended the drought that was going on in Texas. But, he's made it snow in the desert. But he's just one of the companies. And, you know, if you guys don't think that they're doing this, just go here to weathermodificationhistory.com. And you could go all the way back to the 1800s to 1930 and find some of the first successful cloud seeding operations. I mean, these guys have spent hours digging up all these old papers and stuff of how long this has been going on, man. People, your weather has always been modified for a long time. Like, you don't realize that this stuff has been going on forever. In our here in the United States, they never admit to it. I mean, I find all these clips from all these other countries that are openly talking about, you know, how they're changing the climate and controlling the weather, but they keep it hid from us here in the United States. They call you a conspiracy theorist, man, when it's all 100% true. And, I mean, you can click on any of these articles, man. These are all actual articles, and, you know, as many as they could document. Here's one from June 27th, 1947. This is out of, where was this out of? Hell, I don't know. Let's just read. Oh, Australia. Scientists make rainstorm. Thursday's successful experiments in rainmaking, including the first man-made rainstorm, have been carried out in recent months by the CSIR officers in association with the RAAF, the Air Force. It was learned tonight. The rainstorm was made in New South Wales, completely isolated downpour, which brought 20 points of rain to an area 6 miles by 5. The United States scientists have sought details on the methods we used by the experiments. Yeah, but there's millions of these articles out here. You know, people say they're not spraying on the planes. Man, they had sprayers on the planes in the 40s. I mean, it's all here. All the information is out there. But people want to continue to just act like this isn't happening. When you go outside, the sky is no longer blue. They want to turn the sky white. They want to reflect all the sunlight back out into space. They're all crazy, man. This is a battle between good and evil. This is a battle between the New World Order and controlling all the people. Look, they talked about destroying hurricanes back in 1947. And you got the whole timeline here. You can go all the way up into today. You know, here was click on 2010. What was they doing in 2010? You know, if you want to sit back and not do a damn thing about this, why everybody is getting Alzheimer's or cancer, when all you gotta do is look up, it's all coming down from the sky. Hopefully this will load. And it may not load. I can't tell. The stream's just a little bit blurry. There we go. All right, but yeah, I gotta thank Jim Lee and the other guys that helped find all this research. And man, let's just, when they get this IceCat going, this thing is 1,000,000 times more powerful than the HARP array. So they will definitely be able to bend the jet streams and all that stuff. And pretty, you know, they control the thermostat on the Earth right now. There's no such thing as natural weather anymore. They've took complete control of it. And that's what we do. We're trying to expose all this stuff that is going on. Anyway, check this website out. It's got everything you need to know right here to get you started. So let's go ahead and get out of that. Let's check the atmospheric river. This is what they steer. You know, before the Paradise fires, we watched this atmospheric river get pulled right up into the Aleutian Island chain for years, just like it's kind of going up here into Greenland. And then as soon as the fires happen, all of a sudden we get flooding rains every single day for like 28 days straight, going into the Paradise, California area just to wash away the evidence. We have a shipping operation out there right now that's affecting this. We can see a beam being shot out. Let me go ahead and zoom in on that and see what we got going on here. They're definitely affecting this. And just like we'd watched the David Miles when he was putting the fires out down in Tasmania, we watched the clouds, we watched the signatures, we can spot this stuff. We know when they're affecting the atmospheric rivers, and right now they're affecting this atmospheric river right now. They're going to pull this sucker back down into Northern California. And just here within the next day or two, it's going to be raining again. Get on over here. So, yeah, we know they're all out here. We know what they're doing. In fact, let's go ahead and take a look at some radar. In fact, I'd rather load up. Yeah, we'll just work with this one since I got it up already. Streams are back in the green. So let's play this again here. And then we'll zoom in on the parts where people are getting bombarded. I call it getting bombarded because that's what it is. Like, look down here in Mexico. Look down here in Arizona, New Mexico. Them aren't normal clouds. You can see the normal clouds, you know, with some of these thunderstorms, some of the small, white, puffy, fair weather clouds, which we hardly ever see anymore. If you do see them, they're spraying up above them. So that is just insane right there. Insane spraying operation. We'll have to take a look at the forecast models. Now, we do a 16-day forecast every Sunday night, and we haven't missed yet. We know what the weather plan is. You know, we watch the models, then we add in the weather manipulation, and we can give you 2 weeks warning before any mainstream will even touch it. And it's because it's all by a plan. It's a weather plan. Let me just pause this. Look at this. So they were spraying, they turned them off. They spray, turn them off. Off and on spraying, and then they put a huge line X in the sky. And you watch this stuff. It turns into a weather system. Look at that. That is an insane spraying operation, guys. That's not commercial flights. I mean, it could be commercial flights. Like I said, there's an app that turns this spray off and on. And look at these storms pop off. So you have heavy chemtrailing. And as they get over, they're pulling the atmospheric river up with the ground-based radars. Then they hit all these heavy metal particles and create thunderstorms. They created the weather. You also have ground-based cloud generators down here. They use ground-based generators all the time to help pump in the moisture, because sometimes they can overseed and make it not rain. That's when you get the chemtrail fog. But man, that's just a ridiculous spraying operation right over Mexico. I mean, that is just ridiculous. Did anybody ask you if they could modify the weather? Did anybody ask you, or did you vote on weather control? No, you didn't. It's time to stand up and do something about it. You know, they're out of hand. They're, like I always say it, they're madmen, man. They've gone crazy. Let's go ahead and check up here off the East Coast or West Coast. Go up a little farther north. Oh, I already see the spraying operation here off of Washington, Oregon. And we know the ships are out here. They'll show up in the other models that we'll use. I mean, this is astonishing that they get away with this while everybody's stuck, you know, on their social media and out to the bars or whatever, man. This stuff is going on in your skies, and you're just letting them do it. You're letting them get away with this. You know, until it affects you, until you get the cancer, until you get Alzheimer's, you're probably not going to do anything about it. You're just going to sit back and let them bombard you. I mean, this is ridiculous. Another ridiculous spraying operation. I mean, they've been hitting this area for months, man. So they're definitely seeding into the low pressure system, and it's going to create a weather. Look, it's already turning into a weather system. Let's go a little bit farther over and see if it actually turned into a system. All right, let's give it a second to load there. All right, let's see what we got here. Hopefully we get it to load. So yeah, all them heavy metals are going to come crashing down and hit all the other sprays that they did. Like, you're lucky if you see real clouds maybe once, maybe twice a month. That's how serious the situation is. And then you wonder why most of the insects are dying, why your trees are dying, why you're getting flooded out, why is there so many tornadoes. They're in complete control. All right. I'm just kind of going through all this just so we got this documented, man. This is proof. This is proof that they're doing it. And you heard there at the beginning of the show how NASA, how they're mixing different jet fuels. And they also admitted that the chemtrails are worse now than they've ever been since the very first flight. You're seeing more of this stuff than all of aviation put together. You're seeing more of this stuff this week than all the aviation put together. So it's just, it's really ridiculous that they're getting away with this. Just like the Franken foods that they're doing. You guys think the Georgia Guidestones is a joke? It's no joke. They live by that crap. They want to depopulate. They're going to do it slow. They're going to drain you for everything you have. You don't never own your land. Even if you own your land, you try missing your taxes a few times. You won't own your land anymore. You could pay on your land your whole life and then, you know, have a hard time and they'll come take your land. So we're seeing the land grabs going on and on. That's probably the reason why a lot of these places are getting flooded out. They want the land. They're going to take the land from the people unless you stand up and stop them. Let's go ahead and check the East Coast. Try to get this thing to load. Here, let me see if I can check. So yeah, we got quite a few people there on DLive. We got quite a few people there on YouTube. We got quite a few people there on Facebook and Twitch. So we got people watching all over the place, learning what's really going on, man. We're no sock puppet mainstream media. We call it like we see it, man. And we usually have all the proof to back it up. Because you got heavy aerosols right there off the coast. Man-made system. Let's go ahead and go down a little farther. Whoops, I clicked the wrong deal there. Try this again. Let's go ahead and check down here in Florida. I think they're spraying down there off the Cayman Islands. Much love out there, guys. Everybody out there. Much love out there. Lee, Christy, Captain Tom, Doris, Dead Metalhead, Sherodius Monk, Natural Born Rebel, Mia, Bamboo, To Discover, High Science, Super Dave, Casey. Much love out there. Sister Gold Hair, Drams Medic, Christy, Helper, Crypto Crouton, Newsom, Susie. All you guys out there. Troy, Mia, Tanya, David Yates, Nevada Geologist. You know, we actually have school teachers and doctors that listen to the show. We have tons of ex-military and military that listen to the show. I know you guys are ready to stand up for what's right. It's getting really close, I can tell you that. And we better do something before they completely take us out with the 5G, or it's just going to be too late. We'll be like China, you know. You won't be able to have no say in what you do. You're going to be videotaped everywhere you go. They're already doing it. They're already videotaping everywhere you go. They're tracking you everywhere you go. There will be nowhere to hide when they bring out the full Skynet, the internet of everything. They'll be watching you. They're already watching you through your TVs. They're programming your minds through television. That's why they call it programming. All right, let me get this on the full thing here. And while that's going, we're done with that. Let's go ahead and check the quick forecast models. Now that I know where all this cloud seeding operations are going on, we'll do a quick check. Like I said, tomorrow we do the 16-day forecast. And I'm just going to take this up a couple days. See when the next big system is. Tons of little small. Looks like the main flooding zones are going to be the Mississippi River, Missouri River, and down in Texas. Yeah, still got tons of moisture coming. Let's go ahead and check the total accumulation for the next 16 days. This will probably be mind-blowing. So here's our targets. And we're looking at 24 inches of rain in Texas, 14 to 20 inches of rain in Louisiana, parts of Mississippi, 14 inches of rain. On top of all the rain up here, look at this one spot right over Yellowstone. They have heavy amounts of moisture, you know, getting ready to hit Yellowstone. We heard them a while back say they want to try to cool the lava down by pumping water in there. Well, what if they just make it rain a couple of feet over the volcano? Same thing. They've already fracked into the side of Yellowstone, so. All right, yeah, we'll get into all this real heavy tomorrow night. Now, I'm probably going to keep this show pretty short tonight, and then hopefully I'll get a good early start on this for the 16-day forecast tomorrow. Let's take a quick look at the microphysics. Oh, yeah, we haven't looked at the radars. We definitely need to check them out. The radars tell a story, man. They're using the electromagnetics to steer these systems. And so we can tell when they're wanting it to rain. We can tell when they want it to slow it down. Let's just look at the last 24 hours. Now we're going to need more than that. We're going to need like 200 frames here. But what they do is they seed the clouds with all the heavy metals. It pretty much just turns it into a computer system. And then they can use all these NextRads to steer the rain. You know, these things aren't real powerful like a HARP or nothing like that, but when you add them all together in conjunction, it's like a big tool. It's a weather manipulating tool. I'm just watching this moisture. You notice they turn the radars off where they want the rain to go. You see them turn the radar off. This is where they're steering it to. And then you'll notice when the rain goes, whoa, look there in Nevada. What was that? Let me pause that. What in the world is that? I've never seen that on this one before. And that's right where we're always catching the military radars communicating with the not military ones. Wow, look at that signature. What do you call that? So we're going to have to zoom in on that just to see what is going on with that. Now, we constantly get beams and stuff coming off these, and the beams aren't so much unless it's a strong, steady beam. It's called searchlight mode. There's actually regulations on these NEXRADs when they're, if you got a big, strong beam coming out and it's going on for more than 15 minutes, you're cooking birds out of the sky. So, yeah, definitely want to take a look at that one. And I'm just kind of going through here. So, yeah, it definitely looks like they had a couple water generators going there in Texas to help create that rain right there. And you got, military chaff being deployed there off the coast of Texas. That's going to help flood them out. So, wow, let me zoom in on that one, man. That's pretty crazy. I have never, ever seen that on this map. I've seen it on some of the other ones, but definitely not this one. All right, let's go take a look at this, see what they're doing. You can almost bet this has something to do with the shipping operations out in the Pacific. Also, if there's a rash of birds dying off out here, that's what we need to watch the headlines right now. Or, unless they hide the birds dying or, birds flying into buildings or something, it's probably because of this radar. But we'll see if it's a map glitch or if it actually did pulse out real bad. So we got this thing running. Let's just see what it does. Pretty sure I'm on the right radar. Yeah, it just turns pink. I've never seen that before. So that could be a glitch in the matrix or something. Because I don't see nothing else going too crazy. Yeah, that's pretty odd. But that to me just, that could be just some kind of anomaly. Let's go ahead and check this NEXRAD right there. This NEXRAD, we constantly see pulses. We see sending and receiving of frequencies going from a military radar installation back over to this one. And we'll just see if it's going today. Yep, we're seeing it. Here, let me zoom in on this so you guys can really see this. We got little rain signatures in there. I'm going to try to zoom in on this the best I can. And try to get that out of the way. All right. So right here, you'll see signals going into the radar. There went one in. Now you're going to see them push it back out. There's another one going in. Seeing it turns into a half arc. And there goes one out. And there goes one back in. And another one back in. See how it does that half loop right there? These are sending and receiving transmissions. Electromagnetic transmissions. These are controlling the moisture right here. This is what they use to steer it. So I had like 3 pulses going back into the radar. All right, so that is going on. And I wanted to check right down here to see if the water generators are going on. Hey, thanks there to Discover. Much love out there. Well, let's just see, go to load. Here, let's just do like 48. Maybe that'll help it go. Maybe because I'm so zoomed in or something on it. Oh, yep, the 2 water generators are going on right here. Check this out when it goes down right there and right there. Them are the ground-based generators, the cloud generators. See if I got one I can queue up here so you know what I'm talking about. Let me see if I can add one in here. I'm trying to find a good one that you guys haven't seen in a while. Yeah, this might be loud, guys, so we'll have to see here. This might be loud when I open this one up. I'll try to get it down quickly. There you go, got to turn down. Sorry about that being so loud. So there's your ground-based radars, your ground-based water generators. When you see these smokestacks, and there's smoke not even coming out of the smokestacks, it's coming out of the parking lot, that's the generation of this. There's just some man-made ground-based clouds. They're pumping that all over the planet. All over the planet they're doing this. They're pumping the sky. You know, whatever chemicals they're using to clean these pipes out cannot be good. Just look at that. And they say our cars are putting off all the emissions. Yeah, right. But that's what we are seeing on this radar. If I get them out of the way, is these two spots right there and right there. That's them. Them are ground-based cloud generators. So there you go. Let me unzoom this thing so I can see what the heck I'm doing. All right. All right, guys, we're going to call this a show. I want to thank everybody for joining us. Thanks to everybody that shares this out. Don't forget to join us tomorrow for the 16-day forecast. And much love all. God bless everybody out there. We'll continue to fight this craziness going on out here. Join the fight. Don't sit back and say nothing. Anyway, it's up to us. We're the last generation to stop this. So either you could be lazy and do nothing, and then all your kids and grandkids will suffer, or you can stand up and try to join the fight. Make you a channel. Do something. Send out flyers. You can go to like geoengineeringwatch.org. You got free flyers over there. Put up a road sign. Tell your neighbor. Anyway, guys, much love. We're gonna play a song called Rise. We need to rise. Then I'll come join you in chat. Much love. Here we go. Let's rise, guys. It's time.